in general, they have a mistrust to any authorities that works in these neighborhoods. They think they have let them down. They don't trust them, and that's the general thing because they are living very segregated from the rest, and they see the differences between a Swedish neighborhood and a socioeconomic vulnerable neighborhood like they are. So I think they have a mistrust to all authorities.
You think then young people are associating the ambulance service with the police?
Yes, I think because they are going in with the police, so they are. I think ambulance too are when they go in with the police, they make a statement that it's not safe to go in here. It's something dangerous. Spånga is very near to Rinkeby, and they never need a police escort to go in Spånga because it's it's big houses and Swedish people who live there. So I think that's the big difference between that's what makes the mistrust, if I say it like that.
If the ambulance had never experienced being stone thrown at them or like being harassed or having their equipment destroyed or stuff like that, then they wouldn't have to wait for the police, then they could just go in. But right now it's like it's not safe for them to work. They have nothing to defend themselves with. They are just there to help out, and then they need to wait for the police to make sure that okay, it's a safe place to work at, please. So and that's like people, they don't get it. They are like sort of because it's but everyone that works within the police or the ambulance or they're racists, and it's like you're doing it on purpose to delay, and that's why you killed my person here or something. It's really everything that always turns in our unfavor. Criminal people rule the area, and there is the drug market is so open. There aren't police officers enough to catch those people. It's like they've given up already. It's like, oh, I'm in Rinkeby, and it's like there's no hope for me. There's like I can never go out of here, and I will never become anything. I will like this. Like, why should I not throw my trash just on the street? It's like everybody does it. Why should I? Like, it's really scary. I don't know how to change it.
A lot of kids who lives in the suburbs that we work in, like Rinkeby, Kista and Husby, they are the biggest suburbs in Sweden. And in our country, I'm from Afghanistan, and in my country, the first response jobs that we have, firemen, ambulance, and the police, doesn't have the status. They are not like the hero. That's the problem. They don't want to be a fireman or ambulance or police. And I think it's good to break the norm that they have about the works we do. The good thing is that someday, if it's happened something outside, I know the ambulance car. I know what they have in their bags. I know what the police, how they work in like for example, traffic accident. So we know each other works a lot, and it's gonna help each other better to save something. And in Swedish we call something that we say, tiden går fort när vi har roligt. It means that time go fast by because we have fun. And we are like a family because we meet the kids, they have fun, we meet colleagues from the ambulance and police, and we become a tight family and want this for the kids.
I think I'm less judgmental and a lot more relaxed. And I've also noticed a lot of other cultures they have different ways of being, but they're not all bad. It's a lot of good things. They tend to be nosy in a way that we Swedes don't like. They're always asking us, what's happened, can we help? You know, and Swedes are not like that. We tend to stay inside and look behind the drapes and, you know, wonder a bit. But we never go out and approach a situation, so I think that's the big difference. You learn how to interact. We had a lot of refugees coming the last years, and they're, of course, they're not feeling well. They're traumatized, and they've been to war and stuff. So it's not only that they come here for building a new life. They're coming here because they have nothing, and they've been exposed to terrible things. So I think that's a new factor that we have to be very aware of when we meet people from other cultures. Often it's like 20 relatives, you know, and they're all sitting around you, watching everything you do. Yeah, and you have to stay calm and keep doing your job. Yeah. At first it was really, really hard because you have to invent some kind of method to interview the patient and stuff. You have to involve friends or neighbors, or you have to pick up one person that you can get help from, and then you can tend to the patient. We only want them to see that we're not very different from them, but we also want them to see that we have a mission. When we meet them, we're meeting them in a situation where we have a task to do. We have something, and we need them to understand that the way we behave, it's not always about them, it's about the situation. So when we ask them to step aside, or maybe sometimes shout because there's something bad happening, it's not because we don't like them, it's because we need to do it for their safety or our safety.
We make connections with the youth, and when you see us out in like Rinkeby or something like that, they recognize you, and I recognize them, and we talk. So, last year I met some out even in the nights, and they just called Micke, Micke. So it's good, it's really good. I like the idea of getting close to the youth in the suburb, and I think it's, for the future, it's good for the police, fire department, and also the ambulance.
I think we need to show them that we are humans as well as they are, and that we don't always do things correctly, that we make mistakes. But it was also so important for us to get to share why we do certain things, to get them to understand that, okay, sometimes we can't answer all their questions when we're at an accident site, because we have to do this, and we can't tell them what's happened because it's the law. And also what they can help us with, like they can help us translate, and they can help us show us the way, and they can help us open doors, and that they also had a very important role to play. In the first responders, I hope to see a bit more understanding that it's not always so easy to what are you doing? No, it's not always easy to restrain yourself when you're very excited about something. She's making funny faces.
Right behind me. Nice. Oh, it's a heart.
Yes.
Oh, thank you. That's sweet.
Because they are so interested in what's going on, and they don't mean anything bad. They don't mean to be disturbing. And we have to understand that they want to know what's going on in their neighborhood, because it's important to them what's happening. And we need to have a lot more understanding that it might be a totally different story if we're in the middle of Stockholm City, or if we're in another area where maybe not everybody speaks the language, maybe people are a bit afraid of authorities, and they have so much baggage with them, and we need to be a bit more. We need to talk to them in a different way, and we need to be a bit more understanding, I think, as well as they need to be, really.
These kids are like between 16, 15 and maybe 19 years old. Right now, they're in another state of their life, but everything we do now will put some kind of mark in their lives. Maybe not now, but maybe 10 years from now. What I mean with long term is like from 10 years from now, maybe we have 5 of these kids that become nurses or police officers or something that is in the same line of work that we are. That will change their perspective or interest into the things we do. So that's why I do this. And patience. We have to have patience. As they say, Rome wasn't built in a day. And this is the same thing. This is helping kids now for the result later.
If we get one ambassador who understands like how these different people work or what it means, and this one person tells it to all of his friends or her friends, that is like knowledge. It's like spreading. They also spread the message all over the country. They listen to each other. They don't need an adult who's coming and like, yeah, you shouldn't do that. And that's a big win. I haven't heard so many programs that work like that. Maybe there some people, okay, we have a project for one day, like let's meet the different but this is like I always say, this doesn't happen overnight. You have to think forward. This is, you can see results after maybe 2 years, but you have to put your energy and soul to it and give it time. You can't change an individual during a night. That's not possible. So I think it's I think that is the essence of it. Yeah.